Hello, Pit Bike Mike. So today we are on the Harley, obviously, which still feels very, very weird to say things like that. But either way, I am up to like 900 miles on this thing, so, you know, I already put about 250 miles on it since I bought it, and I'm out here riding, trying to enjoy this thing, which I'll admit it is fun. I had to work on the windshield the other day because I guess it's never been removed since probably since this thing was made, so it was super tight. So when I finally did get it off, I took this you know, like a small dab of grease and just lubed up the rubber openings to kind of allow it to slide in and out a lot easier. But yeah, since doing that, obviously it made it hugely different, since, you know, this is a quick, you know, connect and all that good stuff. So I have looked at like maybe updating some things on the bike. Not much, you know, like, you know, maybe heated hand grips. It's a little bit of a pain, because supposedly you have to pull the tank and the seat to be able to, I guess, run this wire to where it has to connect up to the, I guess, the wiring harness of the bike. You know, I kind of was hoping that it would have been a little easier than that, but who knows? I've never tried doing such a thing before, so obviously this is a learning experience. What else have I been looking at as of recent? Maybe at some point, maybe put the, you know, some LED front headlights in this thing. You know, that'd be kind of cool. Whether I do that or not, well, you know, it remains to be seen. But yeah, I know I talked about this, you know, in my other video where I talked about, you know, me scraping the floorboards, you know, a good number of times already. Well, you know, continue on with, you know, like that, because the other day I decided to take this bike on one of the routes that I'm pretty accustomed to, you know, when I'm, you know, taking lunch on work and stuff like that, and I'm just cruising. Well, you know, I thought I wanted to this turn slow enough. Nah, I wasn't even close to going slow enough. I started leaning in, and I caught the floorboard way before I was sufficiently leaned in. And it's very disconcerting feeling the floorboard just scraping the ground and pushing up as you're trying to like lean into a corner. It's not a very fun feeling. And yeah, I you know, I'm glad there was no traffic on the opposite side of the road. But yeah, it kind of blows my mind how like little of lean angle I have on this thing. I guess it will make me be a safer rider because it forces me to go slow. But either way, it's comfortable, and, you know, I hate to say it, I'm enjoying myself. I try not to be a Harley guy, but, you know, one thing I will talk about this Harley is the other night I took it to go to, you know, go get some dinner with the fiance, and it does not like when it is like almost 40 degrees out. Like, this thing starting up, man, it was not happy. It was like a real slow, like, and yeah, Probably because, you know, it uses 20 W50 oil, and, you know, this 103, I don't know what that equates out to in cc. What, like 1600 cc maybe? 17? I don't really know. But yeah, but once it got warmed up, it was perfectly fine. It, you know, shutting it off and turning it back on, yeah, it was good. But yeah, when it's cold, this thing is not happy. So, one thing I was actually trying to do the other day on this bike is I wanted to look and maybe adjust the suspension preload, you know. Just cause, you know, like, I don't know what the previous owner had it set to, and I was like, alright, well, you know, maybe I can just look and adjust it if needed be. Well, I'll tell ya, it does not seem as simple as it should be, you know. Like shock absorbers are under the bike, like not under the seat or hidden or under the bags or something. Like, nah, it's under the frame of the bike, which, you know, I guess it gives it a very clean look. But, you know, I kind of was glancing under and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna adjust this. You know, I watched like a video and like, it's not that it seemed hard, it just seemed extremely tedious, to like the point of like, is it worth me attempting to do this myself, or should I just have, you know, somebody else do it, like a Harley shop? I don't really know. I've thought about it. Can't really... haven't really thought about it. Or, not really thought about it. I've obviously thought about it, but I haven't come to a decision yet on whether I want to do that or not. But, who knows? We'll see. So, one thing I unfortunately had to do, or am going to do, if everything works out. So, there's a pin that goes through the, you know, through the piece for the handle, you know, for the brake lever on, you know, and there's like a, you know, like there's like little C-clamps that go around the bolt to hold it in place, retaining rings, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, for some reason this side doesn't have it. Don't know why. It's whatever, I guess. Hasn't fallen out, you know, knock on wood, but I went out and bought some retaining clips, so hopefully I can find one that's in the pack that will fit. I hope. That's the hope and dream, at least. Whether or not that actually happens, we will obviously have to see. But that's the only downside, or the only flaw that I found so far on the bike. Everything else has been pretty fantastic for being a Harley. I can't fall into being a Harley guy. I can't. After all the mad S that I talked about them, man, what kind of service would I be providing to my people? A disservice, I tell you. That's what it would be if I flip-flopped on my views. So I guess that's about all I can say on the bike aspect. The life aspect. Let's take a look. See. Just recently got done doing some camping, which that was fun. Except for the weather. You know, during the day, it tickled 60, but at night, man, it was like that mid 30s, and oh gosh, why do I do this type of stuff to myself? You know, go tent camping out in the middle of nowhere, freezing to death. I don't know. Either way, it was a good time though. It allowed me to kind of disconnect from, you know, social media and all that other good stuff, because there is no cell phone signal up there, which, you know, kind of nice. It allows me to just kind of allows me to do my thing, you know, kind of just be alone with my thoughts for a little bit. I'll admit, it's actually kind of refreshing. You know, unless you're one of those people that happens to have some darkness in their soul, that, you know, being alone with your thoughts for too long can cause madness, which I get it. It's sometimes the silence is not for everyone. But I'll admit, I am happy to be back after doing my camping and just sitting by a fire for a couple days and just existing. It's definitely nice to be back in town. Back in town, getting to ride my motorcycles. Even though the time change just happened, which that dang time change, it's so annoying, because now when I get off work, it's gonna be dark. Yay! Like, I don't know, it's so annoying. I really dislike this time of year. But what can you do? Unfortunately, you can't fight it. You know, I wish we could, but unfortunately not. One thing I'll definitely say, which obviously, you know, during my demo days, I mentioned something similar, but, you know, it is definitely a good thing that Harleys have these good brakes, because let's be honest, with how heavy this thing is, trying to slow yourself down, you definitely don't want to be insufficient during that time. But I gotta say, I do like the brakes. The brakes are pretty decent on this. You know, and it helps that you have like this big old like brake pedal right there instead of, you know. I will admit, I have not been able to find a spot to put a Pit Bike Mike sticker on this bike. Alright, well, I have found spots. That's obviously not the case, but I don't know. I kind of don't want to put a sticker on it. I don't know, because, like, I hate to say it, with how beautiful this paint job is on this bike, I don't know, I feel like it'd be a disservice to do such a thing, you know? Alright, let's take this turn, see how this does, because this is the first time I've done a type of turn like this. Like, that's one of those corners that, like, I know, like, because of how the road's shaped, that it would just scrape the the floorboard to death if, you know, if I wasn't slow. And let's be honest, I really don't want to be, what is that, high siding, low siding, something like that. I definitely just don't want to catch my floorboard and lay myself out. That would be sickening, honestly. But I would have to cry, honestly. I would have to cry myself to sleep. But I guess that's kind of it for my update for the time being. As I do more and more, or less and less because of the time of the year, I'll be able to, I guess, just touch base with you all and just kind of keep you up to date. So yeah, hope you all like, subscribe, stick around. Hopefully, you know, for this riding season, Pit Bike Mike is